The Specialist. Usopp when his opponent is a nameless grunt with no discernible skills. Usopp when his opponent is a woman. Or a fishman. In a school classroom, a pupil drew the gear. The bro who did this is a legend, for real. Should we bow? Yeah, he's a king. Spider-Man learned hockey. Without hockey? With hockey. Wonder why someone didn't think of making this meme way earlier. Arlong reaction. Oda draws Arlong's reaction to when he found out Jinbei joined the Straw Hats. LOL. Gets a chance to shoot Luffy? Shoots the goddamn key.
What?
There's a reason his glasses are tinted, pal. LOLOL. Why didn't you exterminate them? Kinemon outsmarted me. I knew him for a long time, but I didn't know he was that tactical. Kinemon is the embodiment of Oda in the story itself. Possible. This is definitely something Kizaru would do. Yonko's Wars. You forgot this one. Yeah boy, chicken fight. There are two types of people in One Piece. Survives atomic bomb, dies from dynamite.
What?
The dynamite was atomic bomb tier plus. Zoro's is bigger. Sanji after seeing Leo. It should have been me, not him! No cheating. Oh, so you're a One Piece fan? Give me a quote off the top of your head. Garp, your damn family is messing things up again! Peter Griffin from Family Guy watches One Piece. I can't believe you're forcing me to sit through an anime. Peter, you promised you would come with me to see One Piece. Besides, you owe me after embarrassing me when we met Tsunade. Oh my god, Tsunade! We loved you in Naruto! Thank you. We see you in many dojin. I think of you when I have Bible study with my wife. I'm telling you, Lois, if this turns me into a weeb, I will bring other weebs to the house. I'm talking those, oh my god, what the HFIL is that smell kind of weebs. Shh, it's starting. Sir Crocodile, one of the 7 warlords of the sea, former bounty, 81 million Betty. Don't just think you can waltz in and plunder this country, pirates. I've got a bad feeling about Sir Crocodile. Luffy, I'll see you when you reach the top of the pirate world. Yeah, you can tell they care for each other because of their goofy smiles. But if we ever meet again someday, will you call me your Nakama again? Why? Why she choose to stay over the Straw Hats? All of you need each other! It's so peak. Everyone a week later. Sanji's biggest weakness in a nutshell. Help me, Robin-chan! People who don't know him. What's that? How pathetic. People who know him. The enemy is most likely a woman. It really is sad how many people fail to understand his character growth here. Prior to Whole Cake Island, Sanji would never ask anyone for help, not even the Straw Hats. He'd try to solve things on his own, and had a tendency to wander off alone to do who knows what to help the grander situation. This is exactly what led him to his predicament in Whole Cake Island, and it took Luffy starving himself for him and smacking him across the face to open his eyes and change his ways. Then we get to Onigashima, and he's finally able to entrust his dear friends to help him when he's in a pinch. Not only calling out to Robin for help, believing that she can handle Black Maria, but also, later on, when he calls Zoro to put him down, purely out of trust that he can do the deed for him if it really came down to it. The old Sanji would have died there like a stubborn fool. What's really more pathetic here? Suggestions? LOL. The pirates today are weaklings. That's the real problem. Stay in the training zone? Complain that there is only weak pirates. One Piece on top. Both Bleach and Dragon Ball have had new stuff recently. Perfect. Kizaru actually looks very good. She will never understand. This flapping sucks, actually. Someone should make one with Robin when she refused to dock with the crew in Thriller Bark. Was the WB removed on the live action because of Whitebeard or because of Warner Brothers? Bazongas. One enjoys cooking, the other tolerates it. I don't know, but I have a headcanon about Mihawk always prepares elegant meals and Perona makes homemade meals. A dumb meme I made. Join my crew! Pretty accurate. Approve. This trash is approved by Shadow Monarch. Wait a minute. This could be the reason Sanji always fights with Zoro. We can let you into the kitchen. What if, instead of fighting, they were making love for the same duration of time? Then damn, Shanks must be quite a quick shot. Manhood comes with unexpected horror movie roles. Being a man is really hard, cause what do you mean go check what was that noise? Bruh, I'm scared too! Enjoy your last sunrise. The sunrise is very beautiful. Wait, it's 4 p.m. Time Traveler moves a dial. The timeline. Garp with Gura Gura no Mi is overkill. LOLOL. After all, you still are my son. So, you won't hurt me, right? Right? Blackbeard's lucky he didn't pull out the hockey belt. They are the same. Nami and Koala are both a year older than Luffy and Sabo. Both Nami and Koala have nearly 98% similar backstories. Nami and Koala have a unique chemistry with Luffy and Sabo. Nami and Koala both keep crazy Luffy and Sabo in check. Damn, 98% similar backstory? That's a pretty specific number. Would be a shame if you just pulled that out of your cake. Can you imagine spending a day in this guy's head? Hello there, One Piece fan. It's time for you to meet the 500th plot-relevant character, out of 2,000. Yes, Oda. To be fair, even Oda uses fan sites. There's something I can't live without when the big battles start, and that's the online database of all the character techniques. Thanks! If Nami and Law's adopted parents meet each other, they must be proud. My ancestors looking at me as I watch a boy with a straw hat and his crew try to find the world's greatest treasure. They've never witnessed so much peak. May the people who couldn't complete the journey with us also witness it from heavens. The fandom completely ignores this. I would let an entire country die just to prove my point. Wow, Fujitora is such a cool guy! I was just doing my job and punishing deserters. You are a monster! Maintaining the agenda is our top priority. Luffy never saw Roger's glizzy.
What?
Luffy is the only emperor who has never seen Roger. Yet they all saw his son. Mihawk agenda comic I doodled. Boy, Ghost Girl. Ahoy, boy toy. You didn't swap out the paint cans in the back room, did you? I did, for a shiny shock pink. Why? No reason. Ahoy, boy toy? Damn, Perona out here living our dream. Like water and oil. Muzan, the main villain of Demon Slayer, made his full appearance in episode 7. Emu, 26 years passed, and not a hint of his real aspect. Remember that oil floats on water, so it can get higher.
What?
Luffy, if he was smart. goes inside Kaido's cake? Gear 3. Endgame did irreversible damage to some of y'all. Laughs in narrator's voice. Please don't let the One Piece be revealed off screen. Thank you for revealing this totally reasonable fear I didn't know I had. Every left hand needs love. Roger's left hand, Luffy's left hand, Shanks' left hand. The real Straw Hat family tree. Surely Jinbei should be an uncle and Chopper the pet. Thanks for teaching me Bankai. Don't ever come back. Let's try this. Bankai. Great, now I'll never get lost again. Dora, which is left? I love how even Dora gets it wrong now. Difference between Naruto's childhood and Luffy's childhood. I wish I had parents. Wah! Help! Help! Childhood scaling. You can't skip One Piece. Tie me up and do whatever you want. Damn, bro. Didn't even let her watch as well? Say it. Say the line, Luffy! Kaizoku Oni, ore wa naru! I love that Luffy is happy after saying it, not like depressed Bart. Show me your wholesome One Piece images. Look, Daddy! Zoro doing the things he's always wanted to do. Learn to cook from Sanji? Take a walk with Jinbei? Oh my god. The flap was that last image. Behold, my Cajunator. Do Flamingo. A monkey? Luffy takes off his Lucy disguise. Luffy the monkey! Or Jinbei. Merry Christmas, Straw Hat Secret Santa. Franky doesn't need a mini fridge. He is the fridge. LOL. Characters whose plans never work. Lost plans fail successfully. One Piece weebs be like, 7 warlords of the sea? Shichibukai. The thing in Japanese. Never hurt the cook. You lay one finger on Sanji, and suddenly the whole crew goes full final boss mode. Like bro sneezed in the wrong direction, and now Nami has 12 clones, Robin speaking Latin, and Chopper's out here committing war crimes. Don't mess with the man who feeds them. Franky is such a goat for this. Cover request by MT Apple. Franky encouraging hatchling turtles on their way to the sea. This, and Crocodile holding his umbrella out for a puppy, will always be canon to me. The Gorosei first hearing about Luffy. What? A man with the properties of rubber? That's right, sir. He also wore a straw hat, teamed up with a Nefertiti, took down an oppressive leader, and has the D initial. He is also related to Garp and Face D East, aka Dragon. He also says his goal is to be the most free and to become king of the pirates. Damn, sounds a lot like Joy Boy. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. Now get out of here, honky. My associates and I need to yap. So, this kid is obviously Nika, right? No flap. But what now? We could send one of the Holy Knights, or an Admiral. No way. Garling would never let us hear the end of it. No Admirals either. We can't control their him energy. I mean, we have powers too. We could just teleport there and kill his behind before he can awaken his fruit. Blood doesn't even have hockey. We got a comedian over here. Dead-A, if you're so worried, why don't you do it? On God, I'm not going down there for a rookie. I still say we call Kainu. Let him take care of it. Nobody's ready for a... This kid is gonna be an issue. He can read Poneglyphs for God's sakes. Also, how the flap did you say an emoji out loud? Guess we have no choice. Let's consult Emu. If he starts yapping about Lily again, I'ma lose it. Freaking incel. Look, we just gotta get through one conversation. Then we can sit back down for another 800 years. I hope he doesn't find out that I kept the giant robot. He'd be pissed. Oh great, Imu. The 5 elders are at your service. What do we do about Luffy? We are so lost. Joy Boy has returned, it seems.
Do nothing.
Another genius play. Thank you, Great One. Besides, he'll never awaken it. It was only a crocodile. We've got 6 other warlords. Bro will get stomped by Lucci anyways. Worst case scenario, we make a buster call. Nobody survives those. POV, Luffy is lost. Where did that idiot go again? Don't worry, he'll be fine. We should find him ASAP! I think I found him. Yo. File under the category, Characters Who Deserve Better. I don't want to play with you anymore. Man, I thought Smoker was going to be Admiral level of importance to the story at least. Like Kobe came in, slapped him out of his place in the story. Noko Noko Shika. LOL. Overpowered Devil Fruit user? But too bad they face God D. Usopp. That's him for real. Oops, you're Ben Beckman. Fourth for a reason. Zoro. I tried to change my password into Sanji, but Twitter said the password is too weak. Marco's survival in One Piece's universe. This man fought Kizaru, fought Aokiji, fought Akainu, fought Teach, and is still alive. Bro fought Blackbeard completely off-screen and survived. Peter is inspired by One Piece. Oh Robin, your love for archaeology is only surpassed for your love for friendship. Peter, did you stay up all night watching One Piece? Before watching it, One Piece only made me cry through my devil fruit, but now it makes me cry through my eyes. Lois, I've decided it. I'm making my own One Piece movie. What? You know nothing about anime projects. Are you kidding? I got lots of experience. I was one of the original priests of God. I'm the reason everybody skips Skypiea. Bro built different. Stages of liking Luffy. Oh, this guy is really cool. That's my main character. If Luffy looked like this, would you like him as much? I mean... Imu-chan. We can end this now. It's not too late. Imu. Nico Robin. Found it on Pinterest. 1100 plus episodes, 100 fillers. That's a low 9%. I'll take filler over padding. Oyaji broke the 4th wall. Namichu. Credit, Chamboardo on Twitter. Who do you think is gonna find the One Piece? You want my treasure? Only Zoro knows where it is. Find him. Someone had to say it. He looks so microwavable.
What?
Keep cooking. You can cook, brother. Bon Clay, the most realist one. How do I explain to a non-One Piece fan that he is the most boss character? Luffy and Ace's shared disappointment towards Garp. I am going to save Kobe, even if it kills me. If those two did missionary together, they'd fit together like yin and yang. My wife upon seeing them. The greatest artists of all time, by the way. Oda, Enemy, Carrot, Luffy. LOL. It's over, Akainu. Dos fleur. Brook is a master strategist. Delete a move to make room for Destiny Bond? What kind of a fool regards his death as part of a plan, young lady? The Straw Hat Pirates during the 2-year time skip. Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Nami, Usopp, Chopper, Brook, Franky, Robin. Okay, my folder is getting old. I need more One Piece images. LOL. Room. When Usopp asked Rayleigh where One Piece is. POV, he's not my son, but he is. LOL. A crime of passion. Life comes at you fast. 1995 babies this year? I am so lonely. All the other CP9 agents are scared of me. Kawaii. LOL. Drop your most devious memes. Her Jordans are fake! Flap Emu, let me tell you the real reason they call me Mountain Eater. Gorosei piece. The real heroes? The real villains. I still have my friends. One Piece if it was peak. You know what the world government's been calling me these days? Skibbity Toilet. So what? I thought that was your name. You wanna go by something else? No, you don't get it. My real name is Skibbity Toilet. You know, Big Mom kinda had a point. These are good enough to kill for. That's a good thing. But One Piece is so long.
What?
Yeah, we know. Beppo's secret. Kawaii. You're not escaping the spoilers. Not this time. Anime only watchers when the One Piece is revealed. Ufoshi. Fusion. Ha! Poneglyph wisdom. The Straw Hats are like family, and shipping them is wrong. Annual reminder that Monogoma stabbed his own hands so he won't get petrified by Boa Hancock. He is a true Marine. That action made his 1 is not the same as 0 line so boss. Why didn't Luffy phone his fleet for the Wano raid? Is he stupid? If I remember correctly, he doesn't even see them as his fleet. For him, it's just a bunch of people that unilaterally decided to follow him, and he didn't really want it. I'm 100%, it doesn't even go through his mind to ask them to fight and die for him. I need to know the eldritch horror that Garp shagged to produce that from this. Luffy's done for. Naruto at age 30? Ichigo at age 30? Luffy at age 30. After all is said and done, you'll end up a skeleton. So pound your feet and clap your hands till sunny days return. Yeah, I agree. I love Nico Robin. Me too. Sun God. I always thought Vegapunk was short. Mostly everyone in One Piece is huge. Italy. Be the Italian One Piece thinks you are. 4 shades of Zoro. Zoro, Zozo, Rozo, Fujitora. Difference between Nami and Nico Robin in interactions with Monster Trio. Robin with the Monster Trio? Nami with the Monster Trio. I believe in Robin's supremacy. Nothing happens. Zoro after being stabbed once by Buggy? Not enough blood. Zoro after nothing happens. What is your favorite Monkey D. Dragon moment? You won't regret joining us. You're going to teach me hockey, right? Me in every minor inconvenience. Robin is just like me. I want to live! No thanks, I'd rather die. I don't know why I thought of this when I saw this. When Nami yelling at you, but there's Chopper in the room. By Hu Yandere. Really? Right in front of my Chopper? Of course they both know. Huh? Are you gonna betray me? No. Anime and live action Monster Trio. He's such a good soul. Definitely my main character. Luffy is really a nice guy. He sees the Dendenmushi crying, he asks if its tummy hurts. Fujitora's praise for Monkey D. Luffy. You are foolishly honest, Straw Hat Luffy. I guess everyone wants to help you. What kind of person are you, really? What color is your hair? What is the shape of your eyes? What do you look like? I wish I hadn't blinded myself. I want to see your face. I bet you look kind. That was good ending of arc. Yamato's requirement for Straw Hat Pirates. Yamato? Let me join the Straw Hats! The Big Three. Are you strong enough to protect us? Is this monkey serious? Why did Kid stop using his helicopter backpack? Is he stupid? Strongest attack? Divine Departure. Galaxy Impact. Bajarang Gun. Happiness Punch. Right, you only have one choice. Who would be the most ideal grandmother for this moment in your life? The grandmother who loves money and has accumulated a lot of wealth, as well as loves children? The tough, successful, and beautiful grandmother who is the leader of a nation? Or the grandmother who has always sought knowledge and has many, many things to teach you? Title: Anime Onlys trying to avoid spoilers? You'll never understand my pain. Live action onlys? Sorry. What fruits would be broken if awakened? Parallels between Sanji and Belmere. Goddess by Gua Gua Pui on X. Chicks dig the Rubber Man.
No.
No. No.
Oh my god.
Question: who do you hate the most in One Piece out of them? The last two are implants. Nami was spending the crew's money on implants. At least Yamato will not be alone. Hey Luffy, I'm finally ready to join your crew. But the crew is already full. Perfect, I made my own crew anyway. I am Yonka 3. I'm Ichika. I'm Nika. I'm Sanka. I'm Yonka. I'm Yonka 2. I'm Ichiji. I'm Niji. I'm Sanji. I'm Yonji. I'm Yonji 2.
What?
Who the flap are ya? Oda art changed a lot. I think he just wanted to make him look more menacing than friendly. Let's be honest, original Shanks doesn't look anything like a big and powerful Yonko. The truth behind Zoro's missing left eye. My headcanon is Zoro lost his eye in an accident instead of a sword duel on Banoru Island. Zoro was told by Mihawk that he won't get alcohol until he learns how to coat his blade with armament hockey. So, Zoro went months without booze, and as soon as he learned to coat his blade, he drank like a madman, throwing empty bottles everywhere, emptying all of Mihawk's collection. In the morning, Mihawk saw all his booze gone, and Zoro missing one eye. He got so angry that he kicked Zoro's cake off his island, finishing his training earlier, and that is the reason he was the first one to reach Sabaody after the time skip. The biggest factor contributing to his early arrival is due to Perona pitying his sense of direction and guiding him. In the light of all of the above evidences, I conclude that Zoro's eye socket is sealed due to having no eye there, and not because of some special circumstances like hockey storing or training. Also, it should be noted that none of the Straw Hats asked Zoro how he lost his eye, because they already know that Zoro lost his left eye due to his stupidity, and they should not hurt his pride by asking about the details behind the accident. In my opinion, this is how he lost his eye. He tried to see if he's worthy. Are you mad? What do you want to do with my knife? Don't you remember? You defeated me with this knife in East Blue. I just want to know if I'm worthy of it on this day. What the HFIL are you doing? Zoro? On this day in Kurogana Island, pirate hunter Zoro lost something precious. Chills. One Piece fans? Luffy versus 3 admirals? One Piece does exist. Shanks stops the war. Meanwhile, rest in peace, Mr. Newgate. On this day, 15 years ago, we lost the GOAT. Never forget. The list is officially complete. One Piece characters that have worn the straw hat. Give me your One Piece images. Most upvoted one will be my lock screen. Who would win and why? Neither. Both are dead. Verses mean nothing to true friendship. Why did you help us? Because we are friends. Was this true for anyone else at first? I love Usopp now. I love One Piece. I hate Usopp. Surprisingly true. Fact, Sanji is not a PDF. He just mistakes every girl for Nami because of the art style. For a guy that trains every day and bleeds a lot, his bath schedule is pretty limited. Oda was also asked how often the Straw Hats bathe. Monkey D. Luffy, once a week. Roronoa Zoro, once a week. Nami, every day. Usopp, once every 3 days. Sanji, every day. Tony Chopper, once every 3 days. Nico Robin, every day. Franky, once every 3 days. Brook, once a week. It's called Aura, bruh. Dude, you need to get the flap out of my house. You smell like pure, unfettered behind. Fan art by Sleepy Cheeky on Blue Sky. Same energy. Privilege. Mosshead. Mosshead. Mosshead, go. Will you stop that? Question about Shanks. Since Shanks is left-handed, do you think he creates a hockey arm to Bible study himself?
What?
Bro, I was expecting you to ask how he lost his arm to a Sea King, not that. Sweet Revenge by DartPaint18 on Instagram. That is one crazy painting. Someone cooked here. There's no way these two are the same character. Still fresh, but I love my new tattoo. Laboon dedication. Is this the reason for Nami's tattoo shape? I was eating it and it hit me. I knew it was a windmill, but the shape always struck me as weird. It might have been an unpeeled tangerine. Please God, let this happen, because it would be so flapping funny. This guy is the reason why there's a great pirate era. Is this actually in the game? Of course. You thought you could see me bathing for free? Okay, I'll pay you in treasure then. Yes, it's like a hidden mission or DLC or something. I love these jokes in Wano so much. What? That thing rotates? Is that how dinosaurs are? Triceratops. Is a dinosaur like this? I didn't know. Brachiosnechius. What? That's how it works? This is how Brachiosaurus is. I didn't know. Damn. Imperial Deep Pride. Steak. In ancient times, this is how pteranodons hunted their prey. Damn, I didn't know that. When it happened with Sasaki versus Franky, I thought it was funny. Then it happened with Queen versus Sanji. I thought that was hilarious. Didn't know King versus Zoro would continue doing that, which finally made me burst out laughing. They really prepared us for how ridiculous final battle between Kaido and Luffy was gonna be. Except this one. It's Kaido that being clueless. What was your reaction to this? These are probably some of my favorite Zoan fruits, because they just do the most absurd things, and everyone is like, oh, I didn't know they did that! Why am I sad about a character that has less screen time than Kong? Fan art comes from XGLNRW on Twitter. Less screen time? Brother had no screen time. He only appeared in SBS. None is less than some. Casual Boa Hancock by Mikey Pie Art. Was Garp about to use Galaxy Impact? Just based on what it looks like, I wouldn't be surprised if he was about to low diff Akainu right then and there. That's a joke, relax. Also, since before the time skip we aren't able to see Haki, it would make sense as to why Sengoku looked so concerned the second he started walking towards them. He could see/feel the Haki Garp was releasing before the Galaxy Impact. Just a theory. Sengoku knew something devastating was coming. I'm convinced most of Sengoku's job was controlling Garp, especially at Marineford. That's why he was so relaxed when he retired. What kind of bone and neck-breaking pose is this? What happened to these abilities? My headcanon is that now that Chopper's improved his Devil Fruit control and doesn't need the Rumble Ball, he's always in Brainpoint and using Scope in his medical practice. 3 years ago, this panel shook the world. 3 years ago? Are you kidding me? What the flap, so long ago already? 3 years ago is crazy. Feels like it was 1 year ago. She owns this pose. Pre-time skip is gold. Some animals have an innate sense of direction. Right, I've heard of that, like pigeons and salmon. Hey Zoro, you're worse than an animal. You should talk. New official Cross Guild art. As a Croco fan since 2003, I'm hyped as flap that Oda brought him back in such a big role. How to hold a Devil Fruit user captive. Especially to those on level 6. No, for real, like, why is the level for all the worst, most dangerous criminals one of the nicest in the prison? Yes, you're chained to the wall, but that's tame compared to the torture going on in the upper levels. My GF sees One Piece in a different way. While watching One Piece, for first time, I paused at this frame because I think it looks kinda cool. I look at this picture and see a deeper meaning. Law, a pirate, on the one side, and Smoker, a marine, on the other side, both watching over the kids they protected. One is light, one is dark. Something like two sides of the same coin. But before I could finish my thoughts, she laughed and said, LOL, the line comes out of the kid's butt.
What?
That's something Luffy would say. I painted Magellan. Now that's what I call cooking. I genuinely miss the humor used in pre-time skip arcs. Oh yeah, if we lose, they'll snatch me up because I'm so cute. We can't let that happen. I'm cuter. Now keep rowing. They have the same age. Guys, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna press it. Nami by me used Emily Rudd's photo as a reference. This is so funny. Someone asked Oda, if Luffy has 6 satellites like Vegapunk, what would they be like? And Oda answered, York, 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 Atlas. So Luffy's brain is 5/6 gluttony and 1/6 violence? Yeah, that tracks. Interesting that he doesn't have a Shaka or a Lilith. No good or evil. He's literally a ball of chaos. In Monkey D. Luffy, we trust. You're an eyesore. Get lost. Instead of taking his head, I'd appreciate it if you took my life. It's our captain who will become the king of the pirates. There's nothing I hate more in this world than pirates. Before he is completely broken, I want to see him and support him. No, he will be the Pirate King. If you're thinking of attacking this village, then forget it. Get up. Stop looking like you're about to die. It isn't you. Luffy is gonna become the Pirate King. I'm gonna cut you into 3 pieces, you damn straw hat. I'll save our captain at any cost. Luffy will become king of the pirates. I'm not even a human. I'm a monster. I can't become your friend. I wanted to look like a human to make friends. Now I'm happy to be a monster for Luffy's sake. Our captain is stronger. He's gonna become king of the pirates someday. I have no reason to live. Please leave me here. I want to live. Take me out to the sea with you. He's a man worthy of being one of the 2 wings of the Pirate King. Until I tear you up like rags, my anger won't subside. I need to get back to my friend as quickly as possible. An emperor? So we run? Don't you want our captain to be king of the pirates? You asked me to join your crew, didn't you? I'm afraid I must decline your offer. I've already sworn my second life to you, Captain Luffy. He will become the king of the pirates someday. I only protect or help the ones I hold in high regard. Take my blood. Take as much as you need. I'm a man who wants to be part of the future Pirate King's crew. I can't be intimidated by a mere Emperor of the Sea. Jinbei's declaration was very peak and hard AF. That, a mere Yonko, feels so good. Am I stupid for just now noticing this? Is part of the reason the Thousand Sunnies figurehead is a lion because of Luffy's laughter style? His laughter style, as everyone knows, is shi-shi-shi, and lion in Japanese can be read as shishi. Was this commonly known already, or referenced in the series? I had no idea. Thank you for informing me. I thought it was just a lion because Luffy's gonna be king of the Beast Pirates. What character changed the most throughout the series? Franky. Are you happy with the character representing your country? Personally, as a half-German, half-French guy, I like both Law and Sanji as representatives. Might be a bit cliche, but Sanji is the quintessential French gentleman, though also a bit creepy in his advances, and Law's meticulousness really feels like a nice hint to how we Germans are viewed, though the fact he hates bread disturbs me. Yes, Austria, a small country, got a straw hat, and Brooks a G. Mozart diff. Does One Piece have better foreshadowing than AOT? My sons were only 5 and 2 years old, and for the so-called crime of walking across their path, the Celestial Dragon shot them 16 times with a pistol. How is this foreshadowing? I don't remember this scene. Holy flap, I just realized. Doflamingo's final attack was 16 holy bullets. This mofo named his final attack to spite this guy. Which Straw Hat do you think suffered the most pain in their past? Brooke and Robin. Every other Straw Hat had someone with them after their tragedy. Zeph, Nami's village, Usopp's crew, and Kaya. Zoro was in a village and then he had Yosaku and Johnny. Jim had a lot of relatives. Chopper had Kureha. Franky had Iceberg, his town, and his crew. Brooke and Robin, on the other hand, were alone for so long. Robin were chased for 20 years without anyone to trust in. Brooke was completely alone in the dark for 40 plus years, which is insane. True, it's also a testament to Brooke's personality and will that he isn't more deranged after that. I just chose the right anime to be my first one. Bleach? I'm not flapping dead. One Piece? I can still hear his voice. I redrew an anime shot of Nami in the GA arc. There's a small difference, but I can't put my finger on it. My GF just blew my mind with this. So I'm rewatching One Piece, now showing it to my GF, and she nonchalantly pointed out today that Sengoku's goat is, well, his paper shredder / evidence dump. I've never made the connection because, well, goats eat paper. I don't know if it's known, just wanted to share because it honestly blew my mind. Paper shredder ate the goat fruit. Kumamoto, Japan statues. The Bartholomew Kuma statue has been completed. Damn, that's art. I think Dosundaras are giant Tontada hybrids, and Usopp's mom was one of them. They are the two races that Usopp just inherently has the strongest and best relationships with, and his mom looks like a big little person. And here we are thinking Mountain Eater Gaban is impressive. Usopp's Tontada grandfather? Sheesh! How likely do y'all see this fan theory coming true? What flavors do you think we will get? Post via Pewpiece on Instagram. The popular ice cream brand Baskin-Robbins is partnering with One Piece in April to offer ice cream featuring devil fruit flavors. I'm assuming a gum fruit is obvious, but what other devil fruits do you think will get their own ice cream flavor? It's finally happening. Shout out to Oda for showing the Vinsmoke's obsession with women really is genetic. Canon. These three panels together are chef's kiss. Say that you want to live! Live, Robin! I want to live! Avolo Pizarro, the depraved king. I had no idea they hired a dwarf as a marine. Oda is very inconsistent with heights, but during this scene, I am pretty sure he made the warlords look bigger to seem more menacing, even though Hancock and Mihawk are regular human height. This, height/size, is very commonly used by Oda to show a difference in power or importance, or simply to have more space to add details. The cake my girlfriend made me for our 2-year anniversary. Our 2-year anniversary was yesterday, and today she surprised me with this amazing cake. Law is my favorite character, and I'm beyond amazed with how this turned out. She's definitely a keeper. Found at Barnes & Noble. One Piece by Ichiro Oda. Boy spends entire life in ocean. He cannot swim. LOL, I was just in Barnes too, and this was theirs. Personally, I think it should be longer. One Piece, single panel, double spreads, part 1 of 3. Robin and Chopper drawing I did. Crocodile during Marineford didn't care who you were. Warlord, Admiral, Emperor, it didn't matter. He threw hands with anyone. I love Marineford Croc. He wouldn't say it, but the rush of pure excitement he got from getting out of Impel Down had him wanting to fight anyone. The magical fighting crackhead had infected him. One Piece, Volume 111, full SBS. Hello, my little Oda. I want to know how Kid managed to steal Big Mom's Poneglyph. I'll send lots of kisses. Oh, your mistaken Japanese is so cute. You're writing from France, huh? I'll send you kisses too. Now, getting straight to the point. He attacked one of Big Mom's warships, defeated the officers, Commander Snack, on board. He got the copy of the Road Poneglyph in exchange for sparing Snack. That's it. It was also said that Kid ran away when he saw Big Mom, but in reality, his goal was simply to steal the Poneglyph. In Volume 109's SBS, it was revealed that Hanafuda exists. Is he the father of Ulti in page 1? Huh? You're talking about that guy? The former warlord of the sea who got taken down by Ace? I thought I hit it really well. Whatever. Yes, he is, lol. But what you really meant to ask is the relationship between Hanafuda and Kaido, right? As pirates, they have clashed in the past, but ultimately formed an alliance due to their common goal. He has such faith in Kaido that he would entrust his own children to him. His hobby of collecting Zoan fruits is to help strengthen the Beast Pirates too. Hanafuda is one of the many who was captivated by Kaido's strength and gave their all to help him ascend the throne of Pirate King. After being defeated by Ace and being banished from the warlords, he was killed by pirates whom he made a grudge against while on his way to his children. Odachi, can you show us the miracle combination after 20 years? How would it look like? Will it turn into Super Gargon 3? Let's do this. What? It's awakened? I want to know Arlong's reaction when he found out that Jinbei joined the Straw Hats. Here you go. Oda-sensei, hello. I just picked up this letter. Since I picked it up, I guess we can start the SBS. Yay! Okay then, SBS is starting. Odachi, recently, dirty jokes are kind of popular among boys. Most of them are One Piece readers. Is One Piece actually the cause of it? Yeah, let's sue. Oda-sensei, if you can eat 2 devil fruits, which one would you eat? I want to have the Clear fruit and the Rumble fruit. I wonder if Oda-sensei would pick them too. Eh? I can have 2? Clear fruit? Absolutely. And which one? Clear fruit? Absolutely. And Clear fruit? Absolutely. And warp fruit? Objective decision. It's so I can save people. Nominal reason. I don't see vertical speech bubbles very often in One Piece. Longer sentences are broken into multiple lines or bubbles. Why is that? Oh, you noticed that, huh? I'm kind of nervous now, though I think back in the early parts of the series, I did use vertical speech bubbles. Then one day, I saw that in the overseas editions, the horizontal-oriented English texts were jam-packed into the narrow bubbles. Since a lot of localizations use horizontal-oriented text, I made the bubbles in a way that would make it easy to read no matter what language it's translated into. I have an idea for your new nickname. Odachi, Odapoyo. Sounds cute, right? Please use it. Okay, thanks. I'm such an old man, huh? Shaka said that when Zone Devil Fruits users awaken their abilities, it often leads to their nature being completely taken over. So the jailer beasts in Impel Down were also originally humans who got taken over by the fruits? Yes. Lucci, you're at risk. If Luffy had 6 satellites like Vegapunk, how will they be look like? No way, damn it! York, Atlas. Good morning, Oda-sensei. How does Shanks roll up his sleeve when he's missing one arm? What? You're focusing on that? That's true, but don't worry, that shirt just looks like that. There are many kinds of shirts, right? Short sleeve, long sleeve, rolled sleeve, there you go. It's just a shirt with rolled sleeves. Have you ever seen him with unrolled sleeves, huh? Odachi, hello. In chapter 987, was the bridge that the Roger Pirates and Odin saw Tequila Wolf or Bourbon Wolf? And what is the name of the planet that Luffy and the others are adventuring in? What? You're focusing on that? The planet is called Blue Planet, and the bridge that Odin saw, it's not Tequila Wolf. How did I know that? I won't say it's Bourbon Wolf, but it's not Tequila Wolf. That's my answer. We find out there are 4 bridges in chapter 1125, so there's no way you could know that in chapter 967. But looking back, why did I think so? Amazing. Hello, Oda-sensei. What happens to man-made devil fruits when the user dies? It becomes a fruit again, right? Nope, it disappears. Is there a name for the celestial dragon hairstyle that looks like a banana? You call it a banana? That surprised me. Well, there doesn't seem to be an official name for it, and they don't really talk about it. So the celestial dragon hairstyle is called Noble Opener, since it looks like a wine opener. It's easy to remember. Did you all open it? Oda-sensei, hello. In my previous school, I did Sanji's Diable Jambe while spinning around, and then all my friends started ignoring me. What did I do wrong? That's the society we live in. My mother said that anime is for kids, and my friend don't really read manga. But after seeing the live action, they started reading the manga and got hooked on it. I'm so happy. Oda-sensei, you are really different from the average person. What devil fruit did you eat that you can also be involved in the live action while still drawing the manga? Alright, this is a super happy postcard. PNXK-chan is from overseas, but here we are. Your mother said anime is for kids, did she? It's common that in foreign countries the adults generally don't seem to read manga or watch anime. In Japan, it used to be like that too. It would be amazing if there's a universal magazine where anyone can enjoy manga series, regardless of age. It really motivates me. When Jinbei brushes his teeth, does he use a regular sized toothbrush? Wouldn't it be hard to do with a normal toothbrush? Jinbei brushes his teeth with a scrubbing brush, but he only carefully brushes the big fangs. Once a week, he shreds the other teeth with a whoosh. Since he's a shark, his teeth grow back easily. Gear 5. Gomu Gomu Dawn Paper. Ooh-ah! Stop! Everything's turning to white. The paper's turning blank. Okay, the SBS ends here. See you in the next volume. Ooh-ah! It's blood. I did not know Rayleigh and Scopper showed up back in Volume 2. I just forgore. Some people act like this isn't just the basics of writing. He created an important character, he wrote a flashback for that character, he kept the design consistent when he reintroduced people from the flashback in the story. Have his original thoughts of the characters stayed consistent 30 years after introduction? Of course not. But anyone thinking Oda wrote a flashback to Roger's ship without somewhat thinking about what the Roger pirates were like is BSing themselves. What's your peak watching in a day? I miss watching 20 episodes of One Piece a day. Mine is 46. Who's your favorite female character in One Piece? They're all so high, OMG, OMG, but for me, Nami takes the crown. Who's your favorite and why? How dare you miss out the best of them all? Mauricio Rufy, representing One Piece fans at UFC 313. Boa Hancock I drew last month. Do you guys think Ace finally realizes that Luffy will inherit Roger's dream? That's what my brother's dream is. I can't wait to see how you turn out in the future. But we won't let anyone else laugh at it. We really think he can do it, so... I won't laugh. Those are the exact words of the King of the Pirates said. The words that Odin was really amazed by. What is the best nickname that Luffy has given? Splithead? Branch? Pineapple? Balloon? Jaggy? Earlobes? Hammock? Usopp? Pigeon Guy? Cabbage for Cavendish. New Portgas Diaz. Emily Fajaro, dub voice director's special message for the One Piece dub now being caught up. 18 years in the making, the English dub of One Piece has officially caught up to the Japanese version of the main story. It has been one of the biggest honors of my life to spend the last 3 years sailing towards this milestone with everyone. First, as one of 2 ADR directors, and as the sole series ADR director for the last year and a half. For 3 years straight, I've had the privilege of working with this cast and crew 5 days a week and witnessing their unbelievable talent and passion firsthand. What this team, past and present, have accomplished together, especially those who have been on board since the very beginning, is nothing short of staggering. It took a grand fleet of nearly 1,500 actors and crew members, stretching across nearly 2 decades, to reach this massive milestone, the largest English dubbing effort in anime history. We could never have made it this far without the unwavering support and patience of the One Piece fanbase. Thank you all for being the most loyal crewmates we could ask for, and for inspiring us every day with your love for Oda's legendary story. I couldn't be prouder to be a piece of this historic team effort, and am brimming with excitement to be at the helm for the adventures ahead. To Laugh Tale we go. Zoro tuft rug that I made. Law got a reality check in Punk Hazard. Anyhow, a pirate alliance sounds like fun, doesn't it? I think Trogai is a good man, but even if he isn't, don't worry, because I have you guys who spent the last 2 years training. What? You're not flattering me, you fool. You gotta help us if you want to team up with us. I thought so. You have no idea. You think an alliance is a cooperative relationship just for some common goal, don't you? Of course I do. Listen, Luffy's idea of an alliance is a little different from yours. It's like being friends, isn't it? If you're thinking of taking control, it won't be that easy either. Once he feels sure about something, he won't back down. It's a pain in the behind. I'll look into the substances that the kids were taking. Who is your ship's doctor? Okay, this is good. I'm sorry, but I can't walk right now, so thanks. Don't drop him, Trogai. It's cool to see Usopp was the one to set him straight. He probably felt bad for Law since he didn't know what he has just walked into. This alliance had a pretty good run, all things considered. Do you want more Pirate Alliance in the future? Or perhaps Pirate X Marine? He's secretly enjoying it though. What's the leading theories on how Blackbeard can steal Devil Fruit powers and carry 2 simultaneously? Wouldn't say there's a single leading theory, just a few reoccurring theories that vary in quality based on how well someone read the story. I personally think Blackbeard used the Dark fruit to absorb the Quake fruit before it reappeared in the nearest fruit, following whatever process Devil Fruits used to reappear. I think there are some hints in Punk Hazard and Whole Cake Island as well, but we're probably not intended to have enough information right now to puzzle out an answer. There's also something related to Blackbeard's biology that we don't know anything about yet. Saturn described Blackbeard's lineage as special, and Marco alluded to something being unusual about Blackbeard's body. The biggest question, in my opinion, is not how Blackbeard did it, but how Blackbeard knew to even try to do it. Most misunderstood One Piece fight. There comes a time when a man has to stand and fight. That time is when his friend's dreams are laughed at. That's it, Nami. Just lie to her. The wrong word will be the end of your life, after we made it all this way. The number of people who believe Usopp isn't loyal to Luffy because of this is staggering, when he was proven his belief in Luffy a lot of times in the story, or saying he was trying to save his skin when he wasn't even the one in danger. His life wasn't at stake here, it was Nami's, and he wouldn't watch her die because of something like this. In the past, when it was his life, he said Luffy will be king of the pirates, like in Alabasta. But this time around, it was Nami's, and he won't force his ideals on his friend, or just watch her die. Yeah, exactly. Nami is about to die, and people want him to tell her, just die for Luffy's pride. People treat characters like robots. One Piece wouldn't have been a masterpiece if the characters were robots. Franky is a great example of this. Oh wait. She really is the scourge of the giants. You might say that the vulnerabilities of Elbaf are fire and lightning, in fact. Fun little detail. Everything about Charlotte Linlin makes her like the Elbaf Giant's specific boogeyman. Crazy how a 5-year-old child traumatized the strongest country in the world. Flap, a 5-year-old pull up to your house for Christmas and whoop all your family? I bet you would be traumatized too. This piece took 6 to 8 hours. Nami, Elbaf. Now draw her, telling me everything is going to be okay. One Piece live action just took home 2 Emmys. 2 winner Children's and Family Emmy Awards. Outstanding Original Song for a Children's or Young Teen Program, My Sails Are Set. Outstanding Stunt Coordination for a live action program. Children's and Family Emmy Awards? Oh boy, I can't wait until Marineford. That will be interesting. This was the only time Luffy offered food to someone. I'll give you some meat if you want, Nami. Only one though. Only one though. The moment where I glaze hard for Smoker. After all, what would people think if they found out that a bunch of pirates save Alabasta? Are you crazy? You can't refuse. You have to take credit for Crocodile's defeat. Do you know what will happen if you defy your superiors? Defeat Crocodile? Us? Tashigi's over there crying about it because she couldn't. Hey, you can give those old pencil pushers a message for me. Smoker, don't! Tell them to shove off. The official translations sometimes feel like 4Kids dub, and it's so funny. In Japanese, he very clearly tells them to eat feces. New One Piece tattoo. As long as I'm alive, I have infinite chances. For my birthday, I finally got my favorite quote tattooed on me to keep me going in these trying times. So happy with how it came out. Beautiful Nico Robin. Chopper's post-time skip design should have been something like this. The only post-redesign I really dislike is Chopper's, cause Oda really just made him look like a baby. I hoped he would have a teenage kind of look, or at least a 10-year-old sort of look, but he really just seems like a baby. I don't mind cuteness and stuff, but I find it annoying how he basically seemed to get younger post-time skip. True Horn Point. This piece took 7 to 9 hours. I have a theory on why Zoro always gets lost. Zoro is so determined to be the strongest swordsman in the world that he instinctively walks towards who he has to beat to achieve that goal, which is Mihawk. He has a built-in compass to always point towards the strongest. All he did from childhood is train and look for Mihawk, so that he could beat him. And for that reason, we saw Mihawk so early in the series because Zoro is always on the path of the strongest swordsman in the world. Mihawk is like a magnet for Zoro. I bet Zoro gonna get better navigation skills than Nami after he defeats Mihawk and becomes the best in the world. Wado Ichimonji is a cursed blade that messes up sense of direction. It's why Kuina fell down those stairs. She got lost in her own home. Woman Zoro by me. Who put on the worst face? My man Albert. Kuma's story hit me harder than I expected. Artwork I made. I don't think I've ever cried this much over a character in One Piece. Kuma's backstory completely broke me. I had to pause because it was just too much. I felt like I was suffering with him. The way they showed his pain, his endurance, his love, it was overwhelming. I made this piece to capture that feeling, the way he just keeps running forward no matter what. That's what makes Kuma so special to me. It's not just his backstory that makes him incredible. It's his fatherly instinct, his kindness, and his insane mental strength. He didn't have to do what he did, but he still chose to protect the people he loved, no matter the cost. I'm getting this printed as a custom mousepad, so I can see it every day and be reminded of his strength. Let me know what you think, and if his story hit you just as hard. Egghead Gals, art by Egg Tart Art. Manga versus anime. God damn it, why'd I read that panel as maintaining the agenda is our top priority? Would you enjoy a re-encounter between these two where Nami absolutely destroys him no diff? I think Arlong meeting Jinbei is the more interesting one they could do. Jinbei beats the flap out of Arlong, part 2. Oda actually drew Sabo saving Luffy and Ace from Akainu. Considering that we didn't know about Sabo's existence until after Ace died, if this happened for real, it would have been called the worst cake pull in the history of manga. Agreed. Sabo only remembering about his brothers after finding out Ace died was the best choice. I made Franky in Monster Hunter. This piece took 6 hours. Earth isn't yours to conquer. Are the Straw Hats' dreams still relevant? I'm going to be the world's greatest swordsman. I'm gonna be king of the pirates. I'm going to find the All Blue. I'm gonna become a brave warrior of the sea. I'm going to draw a map of the world. I just want to ask, because they never really brought it up again, unless I missed some non-filler filler, and only some of these dreams have been talked about. I'm mostly asking because of Nami. Have we seen her get closer to that goal? Does she consistently sketch and fill in the blanks of her maps? Same for Sanji. Do we hear a lot about the All Blue after the Bharati? I'm asking because I only watched One Piece on one pace, and I want to know if they ever said anything more about these dreams or not. My friends didn't even remember like half of the Straw Hats, all 10 dreams, because they pretty much only say it once or twice and then leave. I think somewhere it was revealed that Nami in her free time always keeps on creating maps. Is there a reason for all warlords to be partly based off animals? I have just finished watching One Piece, so I'm not that familiar with everything yet, so I apologize if this post doesn't make sense or if the answer should be obvious. All of the warlords have an animal either in their design or their name at the very least. I noticed this when I watched Egghead and realized that all warlords can have animal-based code names that would make sense for each one of them. Crocodile, flamingo, snake, shark, gecko, hawk, bear. Arlong is a fishman, so he fits as well. The only two that wouldn't fit are Law and Blackbeard, but they were both warlords for a very short amount of time. Is there a reason for this, or am I a little dummy? If this breaks any rules I didn't understand, please tell me, I'll remove this. Small note, Moria is a bat, not a gecko. Gecko Moria is a play on the word komori, which means bat. I think it's just a theme that Oda added because it's neat, similar to how Kaido's top associates are themed around playing cards. King, Queen, Jack, Joker, etc. One Piece Single Panel Double Spreads Part 3. Did we really not get a single double-page spread in all of Wano? That's also my art, 2023. This piece took 7 hours. New official Sabo birthday art. Nami, Whole Cake Island. Katakuri and Kuma One Piece title cards. Naruto X One Piece by Neon 2020. Rock Lee and Perona costume swap. Luffy in a nutshell. Have no fear, I am too busy to deal with you. I have decided to repay my debt by seizing Doflamingo's head for you. Go on and hide now. No, that's my job. I have to pay back Rebecca for buying me lunch. You started all of this over food? Why Zoro has been on edge since Wano. Ever since Wano ended, all throughout Egghead, and especially in Elbaf, Zoro has been acting different. Not necessarily out of character, just different than he was previously. More prickly, more rude, more quick to insult, more fearful and nervous. He told the crew to trust Vivi and leave her behind. He was curt and demanding with Lilith, refused to leave the ship when they reached the Labo phase, complained when he was told to stay behind in the search for Vegapunk, and struggled fighting Lucci in a very long battle and only pulled out a victory when Sanji trash-talked him. Elbaf, he said that it was pathetic for Luffy to be crying over Vegapunk's death. He offered to attack the giant kids. He interfered in the 1v1 between Luffy and Gabon, blocking an attack that Luffy was already about to dodge anyway, and he consistently argued with Luffy against freeing Loki. And there are more smaller moments, and you know that Oda wants us to notice these because he has other characters point them out. After most of these, the other Straw Hats note that Zoro's being harsh or mean. Zoro has had scenes before of taking charge, but that's not what's happening now. I think the events of Wano shook Zoro. I think fighting Kaido and Big Mom on the roof scared him. The fact he barely beat King by the skin of his teeth scared him, and the scene where he literally sees the Grim Reaper scared the flap out of him. Zoro was unambiguously terrified in that scene, in a way we haven't seen from him before. I think, ever since then, Zoro has been scared of being weak and dying. He already has anxieties over not being strong enough to protect the crew. We saw that a lot pre-time skip after Little Garden, Alabasta, and Thriller Bark, but those fears mostly went away post-time skip. These anxieties were briefly touched on in Punk Hazard, where he told Luffy to take the New World seriously, subtextually scolding himself for being knocked out by the Yeti Cool Brothers, which Sanji mentions. But then they mostly went away in Dressrosa, and at the start of Wano, Zoro was pure cool confidence, but the battle on Onigashima brought these fears back with a vengeance. Having fought and lost to Kaido and Big Mom, he feels the pressure of being an Emperor crew more than anyone else on the Straw Hats. He feels that the Straw Hats need to be unstoppable now for the position they are at, and they aren't. The Straw Hats had to run away from the Elders on Egghead. They couldn't beat them and needed help several times to escape. Against Lucci, Zoro tried going all out from the start with the King of HFIL, and it only burnt him out and made him too tired to finish the fight until Sanji motivated him. He figured that the second strongest of an Emperor crew, as Lucci put it, should be able to beat a CP0 agent quickly, but he wasn't. Oden was able to wield Enma as light as a feather by giving it all the haki it needs, but Zoro isn't at that level yet. He doesn't have that kind of stamina. Zoro said if he tries to hold the King of HFIL too long, Enma will drain all of his haki and kill him. Zoro can only be as strong as Oden for a short time before he burns out. That's why Zoro called out Luffy for being sentimental over Vegapunk. He thinks the Straw Hats need to behave like an Emperor crew now, behave like the Big Mom Pirates or Animal Kingdom Pirates, because he's self-conscious over not being strong enough to live up to that idea. That's why he's so nervous and scared around Gabon and Loki. He subconsciously doesn't trust that he and the rest of the crew are strong enough for what's needed of them. He watched the 5 Satans spawn, and all the crew could do was play hot potato until Luffy bounced the bird off by being punched really hard. Also, they just found out the world is flooding. New fave cover photo. Which is better, pre-time skip or post-time skip bounty pictures? Nami art. I am a man of cult. Timmy, you are addicted to H-anime. Nico Robin was hard trained against being beaten. Robin was elegant but wild when she fights. She was mostly knocked down by boss and fatally wounded. That was the biggest difference from Nami, and I feel attractive. I thought she was like a Zoro female version. Of course, it was a long time ago.
What?
Stabbed by Sand Logia, electrocuted by Lightning Logia, frozen by an Ice Logia, and then attacked by a Snow Logia. Robin can't catch a break with these guys. Zoro's backstory is heavily misunderstood. So, I've been seeing recent Twitter slander about people calling Zoro's backstory garbage. I do agree it's not the best written backstory, but calling it bad is completely untrue. I get it's not as tragic as other characters like Kuma, Sanji, and Law, but people completely ignore the actual implications of his backstory. Firstly, the biggest slander of Zoro's backstory is Kuina's death. Yes, her death is very ridiculous, but that's the entire point. Her death highlights the unfairness of this world. It gave Zoro a reality check by reinforcing a cruel truth that even young/talented people can fall to circumstances beyond their control. Essentially, Zoro understood that Kuina's death was caused by fate, cementing to be one of Zoro's core beliefs. In short, he understands that things were just meant to happen, like him gambling with his arm with Sandai Kitetsu to test if he is destined to wield this sword. Additionally, it ties into his whole philosophy of strength. Zoro isn't just chasing power for the sake of it. His entire dream is built on the idea that he has to surpass fate itself. He doesn't just want to be the strongest swordsman, he wants to prove that pure will and effort can overcome any limitation, whether it's societal expectations, like Kuina being told she couldn't be the strongest because she was a girl, or fate itself. Another thing people overlook is how Zoro's backstory subtly reinforces his loyalty to Luffy. Unlike many other Straw Hats, Zoro didn't suffer from deep-seated trauma or betrayal. Instead, he learned early on that the world isn't fair, and the only way to fight against that unfairness is through personal strength and conviction. That's why he aligns with Luffy so naturally, because Luffy embodies the idea of forging your own path despite what the world says is possible. Zoro's backstory may not be as emotionally gut-wrenching as Law's or Sanji's, but it serves its purpose perfectly. It sets up his character's ideology, his respect for strength, his willingness to put his life on the line for his dreams, and his unwavering loyalty. Just because it isn't a tragic backstory doesn't mean it's bad, it's just different. In my opinion, Zoro's writing is underrated and is heavily slandered because people look into it at a surface level. Zoro's backstory motivates the common folks. Eventually, when he becomes the world's greatest swordsman, that's when he proves that dreams will come true if you just work really hard towards it. Same as Kobe's story. Just my 2 cents. LMAO, this shot I took of Nami. I saw this and started laughing hysterically. Robin's hairline as well. Was this the only time Sanji pointed a weapon against a woman? Turns out, he's pointing it at Usopp. The current major factions. Isn't Fishman Island also Luffy's territory? I drew Nami. Reference, Momo Ayase from Dan Dan's iconic opening. I miss Tomboy Nami. Hilariously timed Crunchyroll error. They're freaked out because I can't finish my episode. Ichiro Oda must be very happy to see One Piece captivating millions of people in the world. One Piece's influence on the world. Olympic Games, Champions League, NBA, Football World Cup. Is One Piece the only reason why there exists no other pirate manga? Ridiculous baity title, yada yada her. Okay, so let's get serious. So One Piece is super mega popular. It is so mind-bogglingly popular that it is the #1 biggest seller in a handful of countries above Dragon Ball Z, a staple of shonen. And as far as I'm concerned, kind of an oddball. I often compare it to Pirates of the Caribbean, but only in the sense that both are pirate-adjacent stories who are stupidly successful in a genre that is regularly dead or empty of content. Which is funny to consider that Pirates of the Caribbean was a homage and spiritual continuation of swashbucklers that revived the pirate genre in film, as it was considered dead since Cutthroat Island.
but it got so big, nobody was willing to make another relevant pirate movie. And as far as I know, the same goes for One Piece. Okay, there hardly was a pirate genre of manga before. There were a few, but they were definitely rare. Captain Harlock comes to mind, but he's more of a space pirate. And then One Piece was released, and all we got was a niche manga about William Dampier, but he's a femboy, which is an obscure buccaneer who also was a naturalist only known by history enthusiasts. You might say, Naruto is big too, I've yet to see something similar, or something among those lines for any other big seller, but I feel like this is especially true for One Piece, for I really cannot find any other pirate manga at all besides that. What do you think? There are plenty of other pirate animes, it's just they aren't as popular as One Piece and don't live up to what people want when they want pirates. There is a Luffy in a Lakers jersey figure from the Lakers x One Piece collab. Favorite character design that doesn't typically get mentioned? Charlotte Amande has my vote. Is Kaido still alive? Kaido is based on a myth of an evil drunken Oni that was beat and buried under a mountain. After some time, he frees himself and changes his ways and joins the hero, so he's more than likely not dead. Law with different breeds of hat. Me after I've taken 17 Benadryl and start seeing the Hat Man. Does the cherry pie taste good or bad? Has anyone asked Oda this in an SBS or something? If even Luffy, who notoriously loves eating and eats pretty much anything, says it tastes bad, it's probably a terrible cherry pie. Be brutally honest, do you consider Luffy a hero? Yes, even if he doesn't consider himself one. He's not a perfect hero, but he does not like to see people suffer, and ever since the time skip, I felt that he became more compassionate towards people and goes out of his way to help them more often than in the past. Did we ever find out why Kaido wanted Yamato to become the shogun of New Onigashima? Instead, there will only be New Onigashima, and its shogun shall be my son, Yamato. Even Kaido is sane enough to realize that he's not suited for politics. Yamato was supposed to be Kaido's right hand. The man behind it all. Without him, Buggy would still be a mere warlord. Alternate universe, where Dofi became a marine alongside Rosinante. Nico Robin, fan art by me. Zoro said this 1,000 plus episodes ago. My life can't be taken away, even by death itself. Don't do it. Stop. Zoro, while fighting Hachi, said that until he met Mihawk for a rematch, not even death could take his life. And in episode 1067, we see death miss while trying to hit Zoro's half-dead body. What would happen to the fruit consumed by an inanimate object? Does it never get reincarnated? One of the things you posted, Smiley, literally died and we saw its devil fruit respawn. One Piece, single panel, double spreads, part 2 out of 3. All 17 instruments on Apu's body. We only saw him using 3 so far, from SBS 103. What's your favorite Zero Aura panel? Everyone, form a line and show us your feet. Visualized. Pretty much every single One Piece discussion. I don't know, One Piece is kinda lame. No, it's super deep and mature. It has discrimination, slavery, essay, etc. Oh, okay, I'll judge it by those standards then. No, you're just being too harsh on it. It's just a silly pirate manga. Don't forget, you can't criticize if you're not able to watch all of it, And if you don't like it, why are you still watching it? What is this character regression? I think Oda really does hate Usopp. Usopp's #1 hater for a reason. Good heavens, just look at the time. Ace was truly a bum. Hey Ace, since you're my 2nd Division commander, you should probably know about the Revolutionary Army. Would you like to see the wanted poster for its #2, hear his name, or know literally anything about him? No.
What?
Are you saying that he deserved to die?
Yeah. Ace was a bum. What actually happened to Oda in 2010? 16-year-old pre-time skip? 16-year-old post-time skip? This is what a real pirate looks like. Meet Unlucky Man, aka the real main character. Is basically the unlucky Luffy. No destiny, no luck, no nepotism. One of the coldest designs Oda has ever come up with. Even his devil fruit looks sick as flap. The biznatches are plentiful. Mentored by the former Pirate King's right hand? Nope. Waited safely on an island for 2 years? Nope. Flap it we ball, flap it we ball, flap it we ball, flap it we ball. Get a load of this flapping liar. Oh, flap. Turns out he actually did beat a sweet commander. 0 patience for Law's BS. 0 people ready for his comeback. 7-foot cucumber. Kid is so kind that he lost to Shanks on purpose as to not make Luffy sad. Beat a Yonko without using his Conqueror's Haki to Aura Farm. Uses ugly metal junk to create beautiful works of art. Oda once said Makino's child is probably that man's child. Gets one tap by a Yonko in their first meetup. Broke behind. Put a shirt on, bruh. Gets one tap by a Yonko in their first meetup. Strong and independent. Empowering. Which character has the most thin-skinned fanbase? Kid fans hearing their goat being slandered for 100th time this week? Luffy fans when someone mentions that Kizaru was mentally nerfed on Egghead? Did Mean Piece cook here or not? Someone strong is coming. I can feel it. Whoa, time to take revenge on you, Straw Hat. Mecha Kaido survived lava and rebuilt by Queen. Yikes, Kaido's returned! Not so fast, Kaido. What? Who said that? Whoa, get out of here, kid. You're no match for me. Luffy's not the only sun god. There's one more right here. What? Kaido! Who the heck are you? My name's Goji, and I'm Zoro and Sanji's son from the future. I've come to warn you that in 2 years, you will die from the disease Roger had. There will be 2 evil cyborgs created by Germa 66 that kill all your crewmates as well as most of humanity. Franky and my best friend Usopp were the only survivors, but Usopp was later killed by them too. Franky built the time machine I came from. He said you will bring hope to the future. We better start training to beat the cyborgs then. Extremely rare Mean Piece W. Bot account discovers the concept of aging. Blow down. The pure rationality of steel cannot comprehend the perils of the flesh. Fisher Tiger upscale? Just a reminder that any God Knight feats are Fisher Tiger upscale, whether or not he fought them to free the slaves at Marijoa, or they were too scared to face him. They only arrived now because they were healing their wounds. Confirmed conquerors. My pirate bros, is One Piece actually this deep? What I read? What I expected? What I got? It's alright. I was pleasantly surprised in Sabaody that the anime started to tackle themes common on pirate media, like slavery, but One Piece doesn't do anything genius or groundbreaking with the handling of these themes. I never even knew he was sweating in the manga. Nah bro, why did Oda draw him like that? Bro is in full panic mode and sweating from East Blue fodder attack. The flap Oda mean by this? Ichiro Oda's comment this week. I met with that Miri Chamu, Japanese model. She was disruptive to my work, but she was a really nice girl. That model. Can we talk about the subtle way Oda foreshadowed Kaido? Have you never heard of a pirate who used a fake bounty poster to make a name for himself purely by bluffing? His opponents took one look at his ridiculously high bounty and surrendered without a fight, even though they could have easily beaten him. Yasopp does not want to see his son, bro. I have no intention of seeing Luffy. Meet Bumman. COO is strongest in the verse in order to avoid strong fighters and child support agents, is the sniper of the crew, yet the only one of Shanks' all-stars that hasn't pulled a gun on anyone. Only thing he has ever gave his son were his bum jeans. Jing Freaks, king of the anime deadbeat dads, did more for his son than Yasopp did for his. Vista absolutely despises him. The closer Usopp gets to achieving his dream of becoming a brave warrior just like his father, the more fraudulent he becomes. Scratchman Apu did better in the popularity polls than this bum. Visit his dying wife or comfort his son? Nah. Get drunk and bully some mountain bandits a few islands away. Did he cook? 1 year ago today, the 5 elders arrived on Egghead. Worst antagonist Oda has ever come up with. I don't understand why they all had to come. Don't you drip feed this kind of thing? Is Kaido the biggest devil fruit merchant of all time? Good morning, sunshine. What if there is no Emu reveal and he just actually looks like this? Would this be top tier Oda writing? Better than Shakespeare? We would have a new tier of writing quality called Oda tier. One Piece in a nutshell? Give development to OG characters like Tashigi, Smoker, and Kobe? Introduce 100 new characters every arc to go nowhere. Their downgrade needs to be studied. I really wish Robin kept the cowboy hat and the coat that she had in Alabasta. What other characters has Oda cooked an amazing concept for, then completely fumbled after? Concept? Monkey D. Dragon, world's worst criminal, leader of the worldwide revolution, enemy of the world government and marines, feared globally, top tier fighter, supposed weather-related devil fruit. Reality? Donkey L. Ragan, 10 appearances in 1142 chapters, stares east like his life depends on it, sits back and does nothing as his friend's wife is kidnapped and assaulted, still hasn't fought seriously. I know this is like half of the cast, but I still want to see some of your answers. Am I the only one who thinks Lollipop Sanji gives off more boss aura than Black Lung Sanji? First thing I did after buying the volume was make this. They say that titles can create a false sense of superiority. I've never seen anyone this full of himself. Shamrock should kill one of the Straw Hats in front of Luffy.
What?
Shamrock needs to show Luffy he isn't nice and cool like his idol Shanks, and the best way he can do it is by killing one of his comrades. I suggest Chopper or Bumsop. Oda would sooner off himself than one of the Straw Hats. Anytime now. Our real battle will start when they mobilize God Knights. I won't be there no matter what. Bro just got released and already starts aura farming. If not killing a Yonko is sluggish, then what are Kizaru's normal standards? Pirate Kingslayer? This is rather sluggish work by your standards, Kizaru. One Piece theorists be like, Oda foreshadowing that Blackbeard will become the 4th Emperor. What's the stupidest plot stretch you've seen? What's more stupid and arrogant? Luffy and Zoro got stuck in a chimney so they missed the train with Robin? Or is it this shameful cage pushing? Where are the defenders of Dressrosa? Birdcage, because it didn't make sense either. What happened to the hiking bear? Kaido defeated him to become the world's strongest creature. There is only 2 months between these two pictures. That design should have been saved for time skip to make sense. I hate One Piece power systems because no amount of hockey should be enough for a one-armed man to beat that by himself. He beat him with his massive COC. Does Loki still have aura, even with his official colors? I'm more concerned about his inevitable size inconsistency rather than his colors, to be honest. Facts. Himbei did nothing but move boxes for 2 arcs straight because he didn't want to demean Zoro. Sorry, Zoro, but this is monster duo business. You can help Sanji with slicing bread though. One Piece fans are allergic to reading. Dead A never seen any dark moments in Naruto that will come close to this.
What?
Kishimoto in 2013 said, One Piece is basically a lighthearted story, so I always think of Naruto as going the opposite way. I try to make Naruto a more serious battle by killing characters, since Oda said he doesn't kill many characters. Otherwise, Naruto wouldn't be popular enough. People forgot that Naruto starts with child soldiers. Goda foreshadowing his 4 Yonkos. Is Oda foreshadowing that Carrot is the GOAT? I can fix her. I would never be a simp. At your service, my queen. Sure, let's chain the worst threat of Elbaf and leave him with his weapon, just in case. Remember the man he once was. Stop pretending and just come get me. I came prepared. I'll beat you. He legit had aura. Water 7 and its lobby was peak One Piece. Gunko's true fear. Hey Gunko, what do you fear? Pants. I thought it was a joke. Wait, people actually think Oda is better than Shakespeare? I thought it was a joke. Peak fiction. I didn't read the newest chapter yet, but Usopp still hasn't done anything, right? Gunko meeting her idol. Nice undergarments. Soul King just complimented my undergarments. Dog. How is Netflix gonna handle Nami's growth? Let's be real, Nami's expansion is one of the most iconic parts of her character and looks in One Piece. I mean, they are literally a plot point in the series later on. How are they going to show the growth in the time skip in the live action when Emily Rudd has, let's be honest, nothing in comparison to anime Nami? Is Netflix just going to ignore the fact that her body is a big part of what happens in the later episodes? Are they going to use CGI, padding, or is this just going to be another Hollywood can't handle the source material moment? Old Ace supremacy. I'm flapping crying, bro. Why would they cast these people? One Piece shows no signs of stopping, and I know who should fill out the rest of Luffy's live-action crew. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Franky, Timothy Chalamet as Trafalgar Law, Gal Gadot as Boa Hancock, Bill Skarsgård as Enel. So, this is Fisherman Island? Hey bro, need your help to save your former captain's son. Sorry bro, I'm kinda busy right now. I'm so hungry. You can eat what my mom made. What did she make? Me. If I was Kizaru, I'd be so afraid. This is the look of a man who's been waiting 2 years to beat your cake. While you're fighting that cat, Lucci, I'm fighting Toei animators. Stop being annoying, you stupid cook. I am a giant. I can create a giant. I can become a giant. Before fighting with Nami? After fighting with Nami. That was a good fight, Nami.